that, you can see our beautiful faces.
I got my famous what would I don't know if it's seeable. What would Tobias do? Shirt. There it is. Now I can see myself. So y'all know he's a treasure trove of wisdom. We've started streaming, but we also haven't started streaming. So just give us a second. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun.
Right. Need to fix that.
Okay.
Hello. Did we start yet? Oh, now we started. Hello.
Hello and welcome to Derp Derp and Friends Reviews. I'm Derp Derp.
I'm Ski Nerd.
And with us
And I'm
is
Molcat.
Special guest star.
we're just
Molcat.
sitting here giving our thoughts about Deadpool and Wolverine. And I figured while we're doing it, we would stream.
Yeah, spoiler alert. No, I'm kidding. We won't give any spoilers. Except that Thanos makes a return for sure. For sure. Um,
Oh, we're going that route early? Okay.
Thanos makes a return. I think.
Godzilla comes in and wrecks the entire MCU.
Yeah,
Done.
and Jackie
Done,
Chan
bud.
is there, and Buck Rogers is there, and Zordon is there.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger is definitely in it. He makes a cameo. And Jay and Silent Bob are in this one too. They're just kind of in the background, just smoking some dope as people are killing each other, and they don't know what's going on. And at the end, they look on the ground, they're like, whoa, what the hell happened here? Oh, dang it, I was going to sell these guys some dope. Wait a minute, they have money on them. I get to keep my dope and take their money. Hey. Um, yeah, so we were just talking about it. It's like weird. Once the recording starts, it's like oh now the pressure's on. Um, well, I forgot where we left off at, but we're talking about uh, till he's 90, and what else were we talking about? I suppose kind of the people that were in it. I lost track of where exactly we were at before the
So
recording.
I do remember this. This is more serious of a question. Like, is this truly the end of the Fox verse or the Fox MCU?
I hope so. Because
So does that mean that there was a joke about Wesley Snipes actually paying his taxes with like them showing you at the IRS paying it?
I cannot confirm or deny that happened, or even if Wesley Snipes is in this movie. Like I said, Arnold Schwarzenegger is definitely in this movie.
Now for background, Molcat hasn't seen it.
I saw it last night.
I saw it 2 nights ago.
Okay, and yeah, it was definitely a good movie to watch. 14 out of 10. But only if you're immature enough. If you're like a mature person that like pays their taxes on time and has a job, you probably won't like this movie, like at all. But if you're immature and steal steal little candies from the drugstore or whatnot, you're probably gonna like this. I mean, Deadpool would be proud of you for stealing,
So
unless you're stealing from him.
before we go too far, you guys have your camera on YouTube, but you don't have it on the Discord. So I'm gonna have to look over here on my other screen to see you guys.
Yeah, that's how it
Oh,
was the last time because I can't do Discord in stream
Gotcha.
because I only have one camera.
Gotcha.
oh, that makes sense. Well, time to invest. All right. Speaking of investment,
I have other
if
things
you're ready,
I'm currently working on.
if you're ready, you should like and subscribe and join the membership thing and
That's right. You guys got verified, didn't
hit
you?
Yep.
hit um, the share button.
All member perks is still to be determined.
And if you're the very first member, we got a special surprise for you. I don't think you have any members yet.
Yeah, because I don't have it. I don't have the perks or anything up.
Oh. Well, if you want to be, you can leave a comment down below and say, hey, I would totally like to whore myself out. And wait, no. No, that can't be true because they're paying for it.
And please suggest a movie for us to watch.
You could be the sacrifice, the very first virgin
Because
sacrifice.
after this, we're gonna go find a random movie and watch it, and then come back and review it.
Yeah,
You know what?
it'll be fun.
First movie review you guys should do after this. Full on Princess Bride.
Is that on Netflix?
Give me a minute, I'll find out.
I picked a couple. I found a couple last night that I think would be interesting. I remember one, but I can't remember the other off the top of my head. But
Wait, seriously?
that's right. The Princess Bride has sued. Breaking news: the Princess Bride has sued Netflix because Netflix refuses to play Princess Bride on Netflix.
It's on Disney Plus, believe it or not.
Oh,
Via Hulu.
oh, yes. Before we were recording, I do want to say something about the Deadpool and Wolverine movie.
We are recording.
What?
Yeah, we've been recording the entire time.
Yeah, but you didn't hit start recording.
Yeah, I did.
Anyways, after the movie ended, I was this close to just yelling until he's 90. I was so close, but I pussied out at the very end, and it was a very sad day for me and for all of the movie theater and for even Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. I'd probably have let them down. At least if the multiverse theory is correct, then I have done it at least once. So it's all good.
And if you do see the movie, stay till the end of the credits. There's I guess, a worthwhile scene for once.
Yep, there's two ending scenes or end after credit scenes, and they're both really good. Especially the second one. It explains a lot of the movie in detail. So, anyways,
Oh, wait, can I get an answer
until
for you
he's
guys?
90.
Was
All
that
right.
Matt? Your bucket?
I don't know if I can actually show this on YouTube. Yeah, maybe we do this.
It's okay. Nobody's watching.
So, how much more stalling do we want to do about this?
Stalling?
Now's the time for a word from our video sponsor.
We have no video sponsor.
It's time for this week's video sponsor, Dynamite Comics.
Oh, wow. There must be a brand new comic place that just opened. I'm really excited about this. I can't wait to read all of it. Out of all the millions upon millions of pages of comics I have read in my entire lifetime. Like examples of, and, well, I can't remember. There's been so many. Alright, should we get this review started? This is a review about Dresden Files, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
You guys told me it was a comic book, right? It was the comic book.
Oh, yes. It started as a comic
No.
book. And
No.
Jim Butcher started as a comic book, and he drew all the pictures himself, and he wrote this many, many moons ago, and that's how it was intended to be. The novelization obviously came after, then the TV show, then all the multi-million-dollar movies. And if you haven't seen them, I suggest you go and look them up. Anyways, we're reviewing the television show that came out in 2007. Only had one season. Nick Cage is in it. Well, he's not in it, but he was a producer in it. So that's cool. So that makes you want to see it, right? Right?
And he's since protested the cancellation of it.
Yeah, it'll come back, and I'm sure they'll if they do remake the series, I'm sure they'll invite Nick Cage to be the producer again because he would love that, or at least make a cameo.
Yeah, maybe they'll for some reason give them a chance of playing Harry Dresden. I hope that.
He's too old now. I suppose they could give him makeup. I mean, he is an actor, right?
The question is who would actually be playing the role of Harry nowadays. I could see Cage playing other characters,
Who's the guy?
particularly one that even back then I had a problem with casting in the TV show.
They could get the same guy to do it again. He's probably
Morgan.
No, you know what? No. And I have the book to prove this time.
Who's the guy with the hose in Star Wars? The Sith guy.
Adam Driver.
Adam Driver. Perfect. Hey, he loves soup. If you love soup, he loves magic. I think he's a perfect fit.
Okay, I got it.
Who would be the perfect guy, Pop?
My dream casting back in the time was Jared Padalecki because he looked the part, and now he's too old.
Yeah.
And too big.
So just for context here, we're doing episodes 5 and 6.
Yep.
Correct.
And I know you and I used to have talks about this back when it actually was airing on TV. Because I keep forgetting the screen name. But this is probably one of the biggest points that I disliked entirely. Was the introduction of Bianca.
Oh, yeah.
They basically took the whole idea of combined Leon City with Bianca.
There was they weaved a romance out of nowhere. I'm willing to bet I know the inspiration for that decision
Nick Cage.
from a less high quality production.
I don't think I'm that far with the whole what was it?
Leon City.
Leanne City. Yeah. I'm not that
No.
far in the books.
No, I'm talking the reason that why they made the romance out of it was because of probably Twilight. Because you guys got to remember this aired back in 2007.
Oh, because she's a vampire. Got it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's begin episode 5. It's definitely a Bianca thing, but the viewers probably don't know who the hell Bianca is. But as we do the episode review, then they'll probably know it. I mean, they know she's a vampire, but what kind of vampire? That's the real question. Anyways, at the beginning of the episode, Bianca's there, and she's almost gunned down by people in a white van, which means you can't trust people in a white van. Is that your parents?
Yeah.
Who's that? Who's that Melly? Anyways, people knocking on the door. Um. All right. So Bianca and her friend almost get killed by these guys in a white van, and they're shot at with an Uzi, and they're shot at, or is it a Mac gun? Doesn't matter. One of the security guard takes it with it takes a crossbow right to the heart and dies right away. Boom. It was awesome. And then it cuts to Harry in bed with some random woman again, and which totally happens in the books, by the way.
That's one of the points I was going to bring up this time.
She's like, Harry, I know it's like 11:30 at night, but I need a favor. And then this girl's like, oh, you need to get your crap together before I'm your girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. And Harry's just like, okay, yeah, whatever. Um, there was an assassin. She explains to Harry that there's an assassination attempt, and she needs his help. And um, it cuts back to like 5 years prior, where Bianca protected Harry after his uncle died.
No, after he killed his uncle.
After he killed his uncle.
Right. Self-defense his uncle to death.
They don't explain that in the show, though.
Matt's also here, man.
No. Bob made a joke about it in episode 1. I can make that joke.
Did they? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I suppose he did. Yeah, you're right. Well, the audience is anything like me. I totally forgot. um, anyway, so after Harry killed his uncle, she saw him and he was like running away, and she's like, I'm gonna protect you and stuff. And they believe it was a man named Clive that did it, who is a contract killer for the High Council. And we all know the High Council exists in the Dresden, in the real Dresden universe. Because we explained that in another episode. Let's see. Then it cuts to Morgan, and crap, I should have wrote more notes because this doesn't make. I didn't watch it yesterday.
Morgan and Bianca, because he tries to get Bianca to uh, give him Harry.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Wait, that wasn't Morgan. That was her partner. That was her business partner.
Yeah, that was in the cutscene before, but I think it was.
Eventually, Morgan comes to Bianca. It shows him come to Bianca, I believe.
I think this is when he was having a meeting with his lieutenants.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the other flashback where Morgan's hunting him down after. Yeah, that makes sense.
And so Harry drops in on this meeting and he wants information from Morgan because he hears that it's this Clive guy, and he's just like, did this Clive guy attempt an assassination on Bianca? And before like he barges in and they're talking about this third eye thing, and we're like, oh, what's that? That's so weird. It comes up later in the episode, but turns out someone was kidnapped. Oh, Harry gets kidnapped, right? Harry gets kidnapped by Clive, and then he's being interrogated very nicely by this lovely fellow Clive. And Clive is like, "Hey, I don't hunt vampires no more. That's little kid stuff. Whoever killed them, it wasn't me." And um, then his bodyguards get attacked, and then Clive dies while Harry's tied up. And he's like, "You brought them here?" And Harry's like, "What? You kidnapped me? What are you talking about?" And everybody's dead, including Clive. And he's like, "Oh crap, they're dead." Well, it definitely wasn't Clive then. Uh, and they believe it was a red court vampire because Bianca is red court. Um, Turns out that Harry and Bianca had a lot in common because they were both orphans. Um, and that's why they were like, I think that's why she was with him or something like that.
I was gonna say, you're reading books, you're gonna be so confused throughout this show.
That's why we're doing this review to to see to see. I want to call you by your real name, Mulcat. There we go, Mulcat, and Derp Derp's reaction. It's
Uh,
priceless, isn't it?
Mine was a fake, but yeah, not fake cough. I did have a little tingle in my throat.
Oh, okay. I thought you were giving a signal or
But
something.
yeah, I was intentionally doing that at that point.
Yeah. Anyways, then Harry's just chilling at his place, and this woman called Ancient Mai, this Asian woman, comes and is like, "Hey, I hear Clive, one of our one of the High Council people, has died, and she thinks it's Bianca, and she wants Bianca." And excuse me, Ancient Mai says, "Oh, if you find her, and you know the right person who did it, slip these ancient handcuffs on them, some magical weird handcuffs, and they'll come running." So, anyways, they vanish it into thin air after they talk to Harry, and that's when they learn about Third Eye, um, and Bianca has something to do with it.
Jace, do you have theater clothes other than these?
I believe I do.
Okay. Because I'm not doing laundry right now. Sorry.
Okay, I'm sure you can edit that out. Oh, I'm talking to the editor, not you. You don't edit. I don't edit. We can't do that. All right. So Third Eye and Bianca, and we found out that Third Eye is a drug, and it makes people kind of go crazy. And he Harry confronts Bianca about this, and she because he doesn't know what it is, and um, she says, "Oh, I don't know anything about that." And then they go to the scene of the crime. I think they both go there. I can't remember, but they both go
Uh,
to the scene of crime, and they
Basically, after the initial meetup, Bianca and Harry are basically tied to the hip. Where one goes, the other one goes.
oh, got it. And he does like some weird autopsy thing on Clive, and he's able to see these. He throws some dust, and you could see emotions. Apparently, with that, I don't know what that is in the books. I don't think that's in the books.
Yeah, if anything, it would be like a specialist wizard that can do something like that. It,
Yeah, it's a specialist or an empath with a strong enough focus can probably pull it off.
not
Got it.
just somebody that is more well known to just blow shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah, in realistic terms, Harry is a magical thug. He is. He's not known for the intricate little tiny wheels and gears magic. He's more known for the kaboom.
The most intricate he can do is the magic circles.
Oh, okay. Got it. So, they find out that it is a black court vampire, and maybe you guys could explain the difference between the red court and black court?
Oh, easily. Red court vampires work more like
Your traditional vampire.
your traditional Dracula vampire. Black court are from old black and white movies. They're brutal. They're very every Hollywood stereotype of a vampire. That is a black court vampire.
Basically, red court feeds on off blood, black court feeds off everything.
Oh, including meat?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then there's a third type that isn't, or two other types that aren't mentioned in the episode, but there's a white court, which are basically succubuses and incubuses. They feed off emotions.
Uh, they generally feed off emotions. We only really focus mainly on the ones that feed off of lust.
And then there's the Jade Court, which even in the book 17, we don't know really anything about.
Really that high in the books. We're only like on 15 right now.
17. Because Peace Talk, Skin Game, Peace Talk's Battleground.
Cool. I'm not following you guys at all. Probably neither is the audience, unless the audience are diehard Dresden fans.
Battleground, or Skin Game was a Nicodemus, or a Denarian book, so that'd be 15. Because it's a Denarian book every 5 books.
Am I gonna have to do like a nerd alert or something like that? just a nerd.
To make it easier, you might want to start listening to these books on Audible, like my wife did.
He has been.
I'm on book 7 or 8. I can't remember. Proven Guilty. I'm on. Is that 8?
That is 8. Yeah.
Okay, I'm on 8.
Anyways.
Anyways. Huh?
White Knight's the next book.
Oh, okay. I'll listen to that one next.
Yeah, I'm on passage to John and R.S. Salvador, so don't. And that's with me jumping between 3 different book series.
I listened to them very slowly. I still got like 12 hours to go. So anyway, so it's this black court vampire, and Bianca is like, oh shit, I know who this vampire is. His name is Alvin. So, Arvin, not Alvin.
Let's be fair, it should be Alvin.
And so they go to his apartment. They break in, and Bianca has to go first because it's a black court vampire. You don't want to mess with those. Not even Harry can stand up to. Well, Harry probably could, but it's best to have another vampire out in front of you so you don't die as quickly. Anyways, they find Arvin behind the couch, all drugged up on whatever, and they interrogate him, and they're like, why did you kill this person? And he's kind of like tweaking out because he's on the drug Third Eye. And Third Eye is for, they explain it in the book, or not in the book, in the show, that it's for undead people. But I know is that
It's
different than
in
the book?
books, yep.
Okay.
Well, we can explain it when we're done.
Yeah, we'll explain it after this episode recaps done.
Yeah. So he's like, it basically is like heroin for undead beings. And he's like tweaking, he's on the ground, he doesn't know what's going on, and they're interrogating him, like, who gave, who, why did you kill, uh, what's his name? Why did you kill Clive? And he's like, oh, because I didn't ask any questions. They just gave me this drug. And so, as soon as they get the information out of him, Bianca kills him. And, which is probably a good thing. You don't want any black courts roaming around. And Bianca then tries to pick up, because he has something in his hand. And she doesn't know it's the actual third eye that's in his hand. It's a broken vial, and she cuts herself, and she's exposed to third eye. She starts going crazy a little bit, and then it cuts to. I think this episode kind of went back. They had a flashbacks a lot in this episode, but she had a partner named Darius, which you see in one of the flashbacks 5 years ago was her partner.
Jake
And,
Darius. Because Darius
oh.
is his last name.
Oh yeah, sorry, Jake Darius, and that's Bianca's ex, or as she likes to call it, ex-partner. I guess they were a thing, and maybe they weren't a thing. It's very unclear. Let's see. And then there's about 10 minutes to wrap it up. So the show was like, hey, let's wrap it up. So they go to confront Darius. Bianca wants to confront him, and she has a bunch of information. They're like, oh, all signs are pointing to you being the person that supplied this guy because you're selling. This is what he's a seller of this drug, and he wants to make money. But it turns out he has no idea that there was a killing. He explains that, our relationship ended like 5 years ago, and you didn't want anything to do with the drug that I'm selling, so I just went out. He went south, and then Natalie comes out, and that was Bianca's friend at the beginning, who's there, and she's trying to make a power move basically, and she would have been a distributor for the third eye drug, and she was basically buying it from Jake Darius. And so we find that out that she's behind it, and she kind of knocks Harry on his ass. I think Harry gets shot by 2 crossbow bolts in the ass, which was very entertaining. So he goes down, but then they're talking back and forth. Oh, you're doing a little explaining about exposition, and then Harry comes out of nowhere, just disorients her and slaps the handcuffs on her, and then Ancient Mike comes back and it's just like, hey, I found the bad person, and we're gonna do some horrible things to you, blah blah blah. And that's when the show kind of ends, and it's Bianca and Harry like are sleeping together at the end, and then Bianca leaves. So it's unclear what their relationship is. So that's the end of episode 5, and I guess you guys wanted to explain the third eye and Bianca a little bit.
Yep.
Do you want to start, or do you want me to start? Durf?
You go ahead, Mocha.
So weird.
So- Yeah, no. Third Eye essentially brings the user in the books. How do I put this in a way that everyone can understand?
The ability to see the magical spectrum.
Picture book. That would be nice.
Not just the magical spectrum, but like I want to say it's like giving them true sight from Dungeons and Dragons.
Like true sight is able to see the magical realm. You can see different magical
Yeah.
I suppose it's kind of like it's like throwing on a UV light
And the
and,
thing is, with this
seeing
site,
what's there
you
that you normally couldn't see.
what you see using that site, it is legitimately stuck in your mind forever. Like that cringy memory from high school about like that one really embarrassing moment from high school, and it never leaves your mind.
Yep. It's always there. That embarrassment is just a continuous embarrassment. Like, why did I do that when I was younger? Well, good thing
Now
you did
you'll
do
know
that because now you learned.
what was this kid?
But but the thing about the true sight is that it's like it makes it fresh. It's the same as
Yeah.
it's the same as this looking into someone's eyes. I forget what that's called.
So
Something
funny
seeing or
enough,
something.
in um, I think the show had some influence on the artwork. That's Bianca in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
So when did the comics come out? Does it say on there?
Literally the next year, 2008.
Oh, okay.
At least according to the copyright plan here. So
Yeah, because the first book came out in like 2000, right?
you know better than me. You're the
I'm the one that got you into it.
yeah, you're the one that got me into it.
I'm looking it up. I don't
Pretty
remember.
sure it's
2000. Yeah.
That's right. I'm awesome.
But so I mean that's essentially Third Eye, and Bianca's Night is introduced in Stormfront, the first book of the entire series.
Yeah. But she is not friendly.
No real vampire is friendly to anyone of the council.
Oh, by the way, it's the White Council, not the High Council.
Yeah.
They must have been really high when they thought of that one.
No, that I'm 100% sure of was American standards and practices forcing a name change, because there's no way they could have got away with calling it the White Council on broadcast TV.
Why? I don't understand that. Are they racist towards white people?
Other way around. Think about the wording about it. It's a White Council. So it's effectively it's more racist to consider that way, as opposed to the whole. They call themselves the White Council because they practice
White magic.
white magic as opposed to black magic.
Yeah. White magic equals like healing spells and good. Black magic is destruction and evil.
Well, in this case, they actually give a proper explanation for it in the books, but
My question is, what would have they have called the Black Council? The lower council?
the underground council, and it's just run by a bunch of hipsters.
But
I honestly feel bad because I do want to talk about Morgan.
Sure.
I have problems with the guy who was playing him, mainly because he's too young.
yeah.
Like, I always thought Morgan as that Vietnam vet that's so stuck in his ways that he's not going to change at all.
6'9", long white hair. Like, I've seen it all. Where's my smokes, boy?
I mean, like this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The guy in they casted, he looked like he just got out of freaking. He was like a sophomore in college.
Probably was. But Jake said, or not, sorry, not Jake. Who's Jake? Um,
The guy from the episode.
Derp Derp was talking about Morgan last week, and
Uh,
you said,
I agree that the look isn't good, but he at
Like,
least
I feel,
has the
I feel real
personality.
bad. And, like, Conrad Coates does a decent job for what he's given.
Yep. He at least
But
has like the personality down. That was what I was saying. Like I just I he gives the aura of just wanting to kill Harry very well.
yeah, but there's way more to Morgan. Even back in Stormfront, where it's like all we know is he's a giant stick in the mud, and Harry's the one that bends the rules all the time, questioning every single time he says something. It it just is surprising. The guy, he was too young back then. How old is he now?
I don't know, 47? It's been about 30 years, right?
14 or 17.
He was 37 when the series came out.
Oh, shit.
So he's 54 now.
Wow.
Like, he's a better fit for it now than he was when he first played the character.
I just want to say one more thing about Bianca. I honestly, back when we first watched this episode and rewatching it, I was wondering how they were gonna manage book 3 when Bianca wants to kill Harry.
You were expecting a sci-fi series to get to the part of 3, to get to book 3.
You never know. And that was my thought back in 2007.
Like, I showed the first episode to my wife yesterday, and she's like, I have a lot of notes for this episode. Bob's Bob is probably like one of the few saving graces of this show.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like that he was not just talking skull. They could do that technology now.
They can do it now. 2007 it was a lot harder. If they were going to do it, it would have to be like the light up eyes, just that kind of like alternate whenever he's speaking.
Yeah.
And
Back then, I understand why they did it like the way they did.
it definitely get really expensive. But thankfully, I don't actually remember Bob actually getting all that much of this in episode 5. Now in episode 6.
Ooh, that's right. We got another episode, a bonus episode. Wow.
Seamless transition. Way to go, me.
Wow, that was pretty sweet. Oh, that's right. At the beginning of episode 6, Harry is getting breakfast from Nancy in bed, which is pretty sweet.
Who's Harry? It was Terry.
No, it was Harry. Oh, well, we don't know that yet. We don't know it was Harry yet. Spoilers.
Or Jerry.
Maybe it was Barry, Carrie, Fleary. Anyways, alright, so he's getting breakfast in bed and he doesn't know why he's there and he's just like, oh, where's everybody? This is all weird. And he's just like, well, let me take you back to about a couple days ago. It's one of those episodes, right? Which is pretty fun. Alright. So, Harry has someone in his house or slash place of business. I like how they combined the two. And he's like, I got all these like weird dreams. Can you do anything about it? He's just like, hey, it's like you can see a psychologist. I can't do anything for you. And then he dies randomly. He has a heart attack. Nobody knows why, but he does. So then it cuts to the running gag of, "Excuse me, you're in my way, sir." Um, the people taking away the body are Harry's talking to Murphy, and these guys taking the body were like, "Excuse us." He's like, "Oh yeah, no problem." So then it cuts to the morgue, and Butters is there, and it's really fun. And he's talking to Murphy. He's just like, you know, I've noticed everything I touch of yours, you wash your hands of every time you wash your hands. It's kind of a weird thing. And then he proceeds to like hand her the clipboard, and then he comes back and he like touches a piece of paper, and then he starts walking away. Comes back again, starts touching the pencil, and then finally walks away. I thought that was just like a little thing in there, but I thought it was really freaking fantastic that they did that just to give Butters something to do. Um, and
I know Butters was a character before he became a major character, but I don't remember him from the early books.
He was in Death Masks, I believe.
he's not really in the early books. I think he's on like one of them.
I'm looking it up. I believe he was in Death Masks very briefly.
And they're like, oh, there's this person Butters. Oh, he's here to tell me about blah blah blah.
He was in Grave Peril, it looks like. They just mention him.
He's he's effectively he's effectively fan service for the Dresden fan base.
Yep, he always wears a shirt that says "I love Coca" on it. Anyways, so they say it was a heart attack, just a regular nonchalant heart attack. Even though he was perfectly healthy, he ran like 5 miles a day. Or and and then Harry comes back and oh yep, open and shut case Johnson. Just a standard heart attack. He comes back home and Bob is just like, why aren't you looking into this? This seems very weird. And then Nancy, his uh, Kelton's wife, she's all sad and mopey, and she's like, I want to be in the place where he died, and just to get closure. So Harry lets her in, and as they're like talking, she falls over and dies from another heart attack. And Bob's like, I told you, you should have looked into it. And then we get another amazing scene of the coroners taking the body away again, and they're like, "Hey Harry, excuse me. Oh, right. This isn't our first rodeo, man." uh, so two people died in his place in 6 hours. So that's nice. Um, and so they mentioned the dreams again about these weird dreams, and Bob is just like, "Huh, that's weird that there's these dreams." And oh, before Nancy died, she asked about why he was there, and he says because of dreams and stuff like that. And then she dies. There we go.
She gets a
So
little uppity about what do you mean? What trees? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you? And then she goes,
yeah, because she was being a weird, weird wife. Like, yeah, your husband died, but whatever. Anyways, uh, so this time, um, Bob requests that Harry get at least something of Kelton, and this time Nancy before they're taken away. So he has the hair of Nancy, but now he needs the ashes of Kelton. So Um, he
Oh
goes
no,
back
you
to the
mean
morgue.
from the body of Kelton.
Yeah, something from the body, but he was cremated right away. So all there is ashes. That's what it was. Um, Harry gets ashes of guy.
Yeah.
Cool. And Bob does his magical, like, I'm going to touch it and look like the person who died. And so he touches it, and turns out to be an old woman. And he's like, "Are you sure these are the right ashes?" He's like, "Oh, I guess not. That's weird, and it must have got mixed up or something." Um, and we find out that they go and basically stalk the woman mortician, um, and they find out that a woman paid the mortician to give the wrong ashes to the morgue, and they found out it was a young Asian woman, and they're like, "Huh, that resembles Butter's assistant. Her name was Sharon." And they're like, "Huh, that's weird. Why would she be paying people to give out the wrong ashes and stuff?" But yeah, it's very strange. It makes Sharon, damn it, Sharon, a little suspicious, and we don't know what the reason is for, but it's definitely has to do something with like magical stuff. We figure, and Bob is on the
So
case. Oh, go ahead.
honestly, might just be because I've got too much true crime. I immediately, as soon as the first death hit and then the second death hit, I'm like, well, the first death, I'm like, okay, this is clearly a life insurance scam.
But the second one, ooh,
That threw me off for a second, but then as the episode continues, and well,
yep. Then let's see. Oops. Oh yeah, Harry checks at home. Oh, Harry checks Kelton's home to see if there's any clues he might find, and he walks in and he finds Kelton alive and well, and he's like, "Kelton, oh, you're alive." And he's like, "Kelton? Who the hell's Kelton? My name's Paul Woods." He's like, "No, your name is Kelton Franks, not Paul Woods." He's like, "No, I'm Paul Woods." And so now they're both confused. So why is this guy alive again? Is he like a copy? Like, is he a demon that took over, that wanted to take over his body or something, or take over his life? I mean, um, let's see. I think did he bring? I think he brought Bob with him
no,
to his
he
house.
he bring Bob with him. Bob, they brought they brought Kelton back to the office.
Okay, right. Got it wrote on my notes. Let's see. Bob does the interviewing, and he asks him, "Hey, did you have any? Did you wake up with a headache this morning? Did you have any dreams of death at all?" And he's like, "Yeah, I woke up with a headache. I got weird dreams of dying, stuff like that."
How the hell do you know that?
And Bob is just like, "Oh crap!" And they tell him like, "Hey, this other you died like yesterday. Like this doesn't make any sense." He's like, "But I'm not dead. I'm clearly alive. Like, what are you, stupid?" And he asked Murphy. He's like, "Hey, Murphy, you got any idea about this guy? We got his ID." And they're like, "Oh yeah, there's other Keltons that are in other cities uh, that are dead, and his wife is too. Like they look the same, but they have different names, and they've died in different cities and stuff like that. And which is kind of, pictures starting to come home, and then that's when they suggest insurance fraud, like Mulcat was saying before. Uh, and I wrote a quote here. Quote, killed by black magic and brought back by worse. I think that was Bob
Yeah,
said that.
that,
Yeah, Bob
that
said
was one of it.
that. uh, dangly parts. Um, and then they see, oh yeah, that's right. They see the Asian woman Sharon again. Um, she kind of comes into Harry's house, and Bob gets like really scared, and because I guess he has a history of dealing with this kind of magic. Um, Harry, oh yes, that's right. Um, the the wife comes back again, basically, and she has like a needle on her ring, and she uses that to drug Harry. And so then it goes back to Harry being in bed, and Sharon and this. Oh, now right, his name is now Jerry Tilden, and they get to go to Milwaukee. And as soon as Harry gets drugged, um, they say, "Your name is Jerry Tilden. You're from Milwaukee. This is your wife. Blah blah blah. Your new name is, your new residence and new name is this. All that stuff." And so he wakes up in a bed in Milwaukee, which is really cool. And hey, at least he's going out. He's going out with bacon and eggs. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty nice of them. Um, so we find out that Nancy and Sharon are working together, and they're pulling this scam throughout the United States. And they're making up a fake husband and a fake wife. But then after X amount of time, they kill them and collect on the insurance, which is a pretty nice scam. Pretty good. And oh right, we're getting to the end of my notes. So Harry's about to be fed breakfast, and if he Sharon explains to Nancy, oh, if he doesn't drink his juice, she puts in a special elixir that'll make Harry forget. Um, if he doesn't forget, just kill him with the knife. Yeah, no big deal. You can, yeah, we can kill him again and again and again. It's all good. So Harry's about to drink it, and he's just like, oh, drink. Oh, I don't think I'm thirsty. No, you're not feeling well. You need to drink your juice. And he's like, and he just throws it back at Nancy, and now she's having trouble remembering. So they get into a fight, and they're both like drugged up and stuff, which is always fun. It's pretty fun, and they're kind of going back and forth, and the cops come in at the very end because Bob left a note that said Jerry Tilden, Milwaukee, and it's kind of just floating in his house, and she at the end of the episode after um, what's her name, Nancy gets captured. Um, Nancy gets captured, and then Sharon escapes because she's out. She was out or whatever, and she sees them, and she's like, "Crap! Now I gotta start over." But I was gonna say something, but I forgot what I was gonna say because I digressed. And when I digress, I forget things. Um, Anyways, it'll come to me maybe. Um, right, about the writing and she asked Harry. I was like, how did you do that? He's like, well, I'm a magician. I'm not gonna reveal my tricks to you. Shut up. Um, I forgot to mention the best part. Because the man Kelton, he died again in Harry's house, and he's like, now he's really confused. So they're carrying the body away, and he's in the coroner's again for the third time. He's just like, Seriously, you should know by now. Come on. Anyways, almost done, guys. Almost done. At the very end of the episode, we get a little Bob backstory, and as to why he is this skull uh, spirit being thing, and he explains that he had a lover and he tried to resurrect her, and things went bad because he got caught basically, along with other things he shouldn't have been doing. So his punishment was to a life of eternity in this skull, and he wasn't able to be with his lover anymore. So that's kind of one of the during the episode, one of the spell was like a resurrection spell, and they were saying it's extremely hard to do, and the High Council or whatever, the White Council, frowns very much upon that kind of magic, and I thought that was really cool. His backstory. Um, I don't know if that's the backstory of Bob. I don't think it is in the books, but I don't know unless you guys know.
We don't really know much other than he doesn't really.
We know he's
The
old.
long and short is Bob is not an actual person per se, like the show's depicting.
He's a spirit of intellect, not necessarily a ghost. He goes basically from master to master. Like he was the master of Kemlar, who is a Nazi necromancer that shows up. That his disciples show up a few times.
He was an actual Nazi, Kevin?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I must have missed it reading the books.
And then it goes from him to Justin, and Justin to Harry, and that's all we really know. We don't know who before Kemlar.
And in the books, Justin is Harry's uncle.
No.
No, he's just some like random dude. He's like, I'm gonna teach you magic. Cool. And he's basically a douchebag. So, anyway, so that's the end of episode 6. Was there anything else? So we talked about Bob. We talked about the different magic. Talked about Butters. They didn't say that if they were any kind of magical creature or anything. I think they were just two like. Were they wizards? These two women, because they were both in on it. Of this killing and resurrecting a person and making them have these false memories.
Because of the killing and resurrection, I think they technically fall into the realm of warlock in how the Dresden Files does it.
Okay.
But for all intents and purposes, they are technically. They could also be sorcerers, because Bob does mention that the woman he resurrected was a sorcerer.
Okay.
I'm actually looking at a list of characters and trying to find Kemlar, and he is not in it.
What book was he in?
7. Deadbeat.
Deadbeat.
But
He's a character in
Yeah,
Warhammer.
Oh, I know why they call it Deadbeat now.
Because of the.
Yeah, because of Butters.
No, just because they had to keep the beat of the heart of what they summoned.
Yeah. I was thinking like, who's a deadbeat? Who's this dickwad? Banning his kids? What the hell?
which ironically has a certain implication. All necromancers in the Dresden Files are actually bards. Because they have to have a beat to keep them under control.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. All right, cool. Well, that was our review plus bonus because we got to talk about the books and the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, which is cool. And Mulcat's gonna watch it on Tuesday, I guess, which is in 2 days, 3 days.
3 days.
3 days from
Two
when
or
we're
three.
filming / streaming this.
Yes, 2 or 3 days, and he's gonna have his mind blown, and he's gonna whip out his nerd sock to pleasure himself to.
Please don't do that. No.
Meanwhile,
You know why I said that? Because that's in the movie.
what a good recommendation for Mike to watch and review, Matt. Mulcat.
Yeah.
Log Horizon.
How can I get?
It's okay.
Okay.
Deadpool says it. I'm clear.
Okay. I want to show this off because this is something that actually hilarious. No.
Nope.
This is a normal size printing of the books. This is the first one that I got. It's so tiny. It's a Katsuki sized.
Wow, it's like the size of your hand. You can hold it in your hand.
Only I would understand that reference because Mike hasn't seen it.
Yep, I have not seen it. I don't know what's happening. What's happening? Who are you?
Okay, I'm trying to remember. Have you seen Full Metal Alchemist, Mike?
Nope. I watch too many sports.
Okay.
It's
It's Celsius sized. You can't tell me you haven't seen Dragon Ball.
Speaking of sports, when was the last time you saw a football game on TV?
Because I don't have cable, not very recently.
You don't have to have cable. It's on the network, like Fox and CBS usually. But I was just curious
Yeah.
because
You know the last time I saw a football game was when I went to the gym during the football season.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Just curious.
I'm now looking forward to getting taxed for the stadium.
Oh, you should move then.
Happened with the Twins. It's happened with the Browns.
Happened with the Vikings
Yeah.
game too. Well, I didn't have to pay anything because I was too young. Or did I? No, I know I had a job. I think. Should I paid something? I bought stuff. That counts.
Hey, before you continue anywhere.
Wow, this really went way off the rails. I totally forgot that we were alive still. We should probably just end the episode here.
That was our review of the Dresden Files, episodes 5 and 6. We'll be doing 7 and 8 sometime next week.
Sometime.
Stay frosty,
And like, subscribe, comment.
Don't have poops like that.
Give us stuff that we should review.
Or else.
Sick of this audio.
Otherwise, I'll make this guy watch all 1,100 episodes of Case Closed.
Yeah, and I won't understand any of it because it'll all be in Japanese.
Wait.
Huh?
Yeah, never mind. I'm not quiet about that.
I suppose I could watch it, with the subtitles on, but That would require me to like read and stuff.
So, once again, I'm Derp.
Oh, I'm Ski Nerd.
And I'm Bullcat. Signing out.
Signing out. Yep.